And just so that the next episode has begun, welcome back to Ways to Turn Justice for All. I'm your host, MegaShadowFist. This is the second video game's second commentary. When we last left off, we were interrogating the killer. Now, actually, there's something that now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't actually try doing it. One thing I want to see is if we go to here and we go, so we met at a certain bar to discuss. Let's press this again. We never tried seeing what happens if we try, if we say it's not important. Like, I want to try that. Let's press further. Alrighty then. And why is that? That's because, yeah, we never tried seeing if it was not important. Let's see. It was not important. Why he meets his client is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client. Oh, by the way, I think I'm probably going to make this the final episode of the recording session, because I believe we should pretty much be at the end of the game, I think. It's true that they said about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? I did give him in English. Okay, it was very important. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now is of the utmost importance. Huh? Really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I can trust this person as a client. The moment I saw him, is that what you're telling me? Cause, you know, from the moment I saw him. Am I the only person who's catching this? Alrighty then. So, if that's the case, then, well, let's go ahead and press this. But as we now know, that was not how it turned out, correct? What do you mean? Adrian Andrews turned out to be a client who couldn't stick to the rules, right? Well, yes. I suppose you are correct. So I'd like to check one last time. Are you sure your testimony is accurate? Okay. The moment I saw him. Let's go ahead and save. Because I feel like what I'm going to do is I'm going to present Adrian Andrews as a profile. Because she's female, right? You see how he says him, right? So let's go with either Adrian Andrews or Madengard. Whoa. John. Oh, we didn't even see this. Professional assassin always leaves a Shelly card near his victim. Okay, anyway. Let's try this. From the moment I saw him. Well, actually, let's try Madengard first. Okay, that doesn't work. It doesn't. I thought that it would, but I guess we're gonna have to go with Adrian Andrews then, I suppose. I'm not quite sure. What do you mean I'm not quite sure? I'm completely sure about this. That's enough. This court is now in session. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, I want to say Adrian Andrews would make the most sense to me because, I mean, it says him, right? The moment I saw him, so, like, I'm saying this over and over again, like a broken record, but it's true. The moment I saw him. Alright, that's our second guilty for the thingy, by the way. From save point. From the moment I saw him, I thought I can trust this person as a client. Alright, let's go ahead and present. Go to profiles. I tried Madengard because I was like, oh, you said him, did you? You know, Madengard's a him, but let's go with Adrian Andrews. You said him, did you not? I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tell. What? Shelly the killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So what is the issue? What did you just say now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. I mean, to be fair, Adrian can be both a girl and a boy's name. Typically, I tend to think it typically tends to be more of a girl's name, but it can be either or. But I think that's one of those names that people would tend to assume is female, so I guess the killer's just stupid. Or just not dumb, but careless. Oh! Whoa! Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? The witness testified to the following. That he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Oh my, he is sweating chocolate drops right now. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. What? I gave him in English! Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender, and so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Shelley the Killer! This court demands an explanation! I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you will allow me to testify one more... I know he's just going to spit out more lies. Very well, but this time, please give us the truth, and nothing but the truth. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Witness testimony, request taking part 2. Which makes me wonder, like, do you have to say the so help me God part in, like, court in modern times? I'm not quite sure if you have to say that anymore. But usually you have to swear oath on a Bible, so I guess you still do. I don't know, it's one of those things. Anyway, yes, now I remember, I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of one Cordova and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. So you took this job through a letter? He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay, like we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me, no matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. Request taken part 2. Alright. Let's go ahead and... Yes, save, please. Okie dokie then. Continue. From save point. Because I feel like we're at the end, I'm probably gonna make this a bit longer. Maybe, like, make this, like, an hour-long episode, perhaps. Just because... Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. Alright, let's go ahead and press this. But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you just meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess! Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words! You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. the Killer met with his client? We do! No, we don't have a picture of it. We only have the witness testimony from whatchamacallit. We'll hold on to that. I don't have any proof. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof. I see. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time. Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. I see what you did there. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. And why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I have been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities? On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. That's not very smart. Electronic mail? Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope? Aw, I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is that it is commonly referred to as an email. Email! In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot, hands down. Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, Dan? The request is for the murder of one Korida and 2 or 3 other small things. Oh wow, the garbage men are here? Rather early. Oh well, I don't have to do the awkward part. I don't have to do like the 5-second silence yet. The request was for the murder of one Korida and 2 or 3 other small things. 2 or 3 other things? Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I push his buttons the wrong way and he gets mad. We're gonna press further, who cares? Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber, and hold on. Okay, I guess I went too early there. And should you turn out to be the one... Wait! Uh-oh, this is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Is it worth pursuing, though? That's a good question. We saved. Press further! Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose they don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? I figured the way that I figured is like if I chose to back down, that would probably be his way of thinking, oh, so he is backstabbing me. That's what I think. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find the figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Korida's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. As you wish. One of these was to find the bear figure and to give it to Adrian Andrews. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. Please. It's a good thing I chose to. I was like, we just saved, so we had nothing to lose anyway. One of these was to... We're gonna hold off on that. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. Okay, let's go ahead and press this. So you're saying that you never saw your client's face? Not even once? I did. Once. It was when I went to give my client the figurine. Yes, I see. Yes! But Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time. A mask? The Nickel Samurai mask, I'm guessing. Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about this? Do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? No objections, we're gonna hold off. I think I can pull something out of what he said, but it would be real bad if I did something that made him mad over something trivial. There are no problems with the testimony, Your Honor. We've pretty much reached the end of our rope here. Huh? Seems like we're still okay to me. And that's exactly what is so bad. At the rate we're going, we will end up completely destroying the killer's lie. If we do that, you already know how serious of a situation that will put us in. Oh, yeah. All I can do now is pray that those items reach us in time. Okay. Yes, now I remember I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. One of these things is to find the bear figurine and to give it to Adrian Andrews. First, let's go ahead and press it. I found this figurine at Mr. Ungard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Ungard, I'm sure. Oh, okay. I guess he's saying it's just her plan, not the plan overall, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? There is a contradiction. So, the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews. But I know somewhere in that statement there is a contradiction. And yet, I know that if I present something trivial here, he will cut the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. She's right. So now what, Dr. Wright? Let's think it over again first. It's no use. Take this, as long as I can't put my finger on the central problem here. Pressing this witness anymore would be extremely dangerous. It appears that Mr. Wright has no problems. Well then, witness, please continue. Okay, we're gonna start from the very beginning. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. From the very beginning. But we're gonna present evidence for that, I just want to see everything first. Okay, so, yes, now I remember, I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. One of these was to find the bear figurine and give it to Adrian Andrews. Okay? So let's do a dramatic reading again. I found this figurine at Mr. Ungard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Ungard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this testimony? There is a contradiction. So, blah blah blah, okay. She's right. Present evidence. Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at the Ungard mansion. Is that correct? Yes. Where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. What? This is a battle of wits. I can't let up on him. I don't think it is possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. And the reason for that is... Okay, Nickel Samurai, press conference ticket, radio transceiver, Lada's camera, magazine clipping, hotel guide map, guitar case, wine glass, crime photo, Jammin' Ninja's button, knife, the recipient of this bear. Wait, so what do I need here? Transmitter, spy camera, figurine, Celeste's photo, credit card receipt, picture card, Lada's photo, Jammin' Ninja's button, knife, wine glass, guitar case, press conference ticket, Nickel Samurai, camera, radio transceiver. I don't think it is possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. Am I supposed to present a profile? Or, no, I don't think so. That wouldn't make sense. Maybe not. Okay, picture, that doesn't make sense. Credit card receipt. But this isn't for, like, this is for the stuffed bear. Yeah, that's for this bear, not this bear. Not for the figurine. Lada's photo, Crime photo. Let's check the crime photo. No, but he received... No, that wouldn't make sense, would it? Hotel guide map. Lada's camera. Radio transceiver. I'm gonna have to present something. And what makes... I'm not quite sure if we're supposed to present a profile or not, though. But... Let's go. Maybe she was looking for the bear in the guitar case. That's why she opened up the guitar case. Sure. So, what do you... Nope, I got this wrong. What do you think? Witness! Mr. the Killer! Oh, I'm sorry. I went to visit the water closet for a second. Huh? Mr. Attorney, I think it's time I stated this in terms even you can comprehend. If you ask me any more of these pointless questions, there will be no mercy. Yay, we got that wrong. What are we gonna do? That's nothing new. I wonder what would happen if we presented the figurine itself? Like, what? Because, like, I was thinking, you know, the guitar case was empty. Maybe Juan Corrida had the thingy inside of the guitar case. So she opened up the guitar case. To, I want to say that she opened up the guitar case to look for the bear. That's what I was thinking. I'm not quite sure if that's really good logic, but that's what I was thinking anyway. It's just... I guess it doesn't make sense. Okay, there's a contradiction. So the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews. But the music stopped for a second, so I thought that I was right. I was like, oh, wow! I'm so smart. I figured this out all by myself. Being smart, but no, I was just being a dum-dum. She's right, so now what, Dr. Wright? Present evidence. Okay. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at the Unguard Mansion. That doesn't make sense. Is that correct? Yes, where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. Because how could she take the figurine, but also... Okay, I don't think it's possible to have been the recipient of this bear. I'm not quite sure. I mean, sure, we'll go with it. Shelly the Killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. Oh, that's true. I was thinking of something completely different, but we'll go with that. This item... I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where's everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Why am I giving everyone an English accent? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it, for her sake. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. Order! 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 So that's where you two were going. So by the very fact that this suicide note was still inside the bear, tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Agent Andrews to be the client. Oh ho ho! Order! 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 Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else! I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not... That's enough. If that is your intention, then there is only one thing for me to do. Wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No! Please, not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney! Bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand, otherwise... What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth! Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution, What has come down... What has come over everyone? Even you are... The prosecution rests. What is going... I keep going into my normal voice. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is the most unusual situation. The prosecution rests with no further questions. Then, the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. the Killer's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelly the Killer's client is... Adrian Andrews! Mr. Wright! Yes, Your Honor? If I end the trial here right now, then your client, Madame Guard, would be declared innocent, and in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder. The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Madame Guard, to the stand. The items from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Huh. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. On Guard, you were atrocious as a lawyer, weren't you? Giving your client away like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap, it's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life? You better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as a murderer. Do I say he's guilty? What is that? That was just driving by. Interesting. Anyway, whatever the case would be. Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Madame Guard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you? Right. I can't do this! But I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Madame Guard, is... guilty! We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Madame Guard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Madame Guard is...
Objection!
What? What the heck? Lady Von Karma! Franziska Von Karma! What are you doing here? Ow! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool! Oh, I knew it. Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth! A Von Karma is perfect in every way! The evidence is here in perfect condition! Don't worry about Scruffy, he's fine, and his injuries are minor! All of the items are inside this! What a filthy old coat this is! That's Gumshoes! I can spot his tattered rags anywhere! I apologize for its ugliness, but there's nothing else to wrap the items in! I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what is inside this raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside this coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Save! We gotta save. We're not ending things off, ladies and gentlemen, because like I said, we're pretty much at the end. I can feel it. Like, this feels like the legitimate end of the game, so we're gonna continue, I think. And if you say otherwise, well, too bad. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. I need to drink some water. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Let's question for more details. Does that pistol have anything in relation to this case? Does that pistol have anything in relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case. At least to me. Oh, I see. I see. That's the one that you were shot with. That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from the shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Franziska. It's probably not going to help us very much. Pistol added to the court record. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet the killer took that from Unguard Mansion. Question for more details. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. Videotape added to the court record. The last piece of evidence is the bellboy's uniform. Is this a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Why, yes it is, the one that he used to pretend to be a bellboy to kidnap Maya. Was that used during the crime? I am almost certain that it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it, the killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There's a button missing on this uniform. A button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. Bellboy uniform added to the court record. That is all I have to present, Your Honor. Alright, let's go ahead and hit yes to save. Oh boy, what are we gonna do? Like, what do we present? I'm going to go with the videotape, or maybe the button. It's just as I thought. And? What is that, Your Honor? I'm sure that were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelly the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor! Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled! This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix! I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's... Try. For my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2? The first. Make Angard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Angard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible! The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with Angard. If the killer were to no longer think of Angard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia! That's even more impossible! He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else! I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? From the other side, huh? The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean, to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge, we have seen all the pieces of evidence, and that is how we have come to the truth. But there are people who have not seen them all, and those people who do not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end. There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? Listen as I get my butt kicked, because I'm about to get declared guilty, I'm sure. Well, that'd be funny. He's like, from save point. Listen, kids. I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I am not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you 1 chance. 1 chance. Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. That's impossible. To turn this situation around in 1 try. 1 try. That is all I will permit. I have to try to remember. We're gonna save 1 more time. We only get 1 try at this, and you know, at this point, I don't think it really matters how much of a patience meter we have, but whatever. I have to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Angard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to? Ooh. Who would I like to show evidence to? Okay. So, we have several options here. We have Maya, but that's not gonna work. No, no, no. No, 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 because he's dead. He's also dead. These two are the same person. So our options are... Is that... Or do you mean... Could we use like a spirit channeling? Ooh, that is a really risky thing. Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, we could do it, but... Do we want to present the evidence to Madden Guard or Adrian Andrews? I'm not quite sure how presenting the evidence to Adrian Andrews would do very much good for us. Madden Guard? Sure. I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. It has to be one of these definitive things, right? Videotape, sure. We'll go with it. Nope, this isn't correct. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't have anything to say on this. How about you, Miss Von Karma? Well, I was just shot, so... I'm afraid I cannot allow the defense to continue. What? No one understands what you are talking about anymore. Wait! Please, one more chance! That is enough, Mr. Wright. I will now state my verdict. Is this one of the things that we would have gotten wrong regardless? This court finds the defendant, Madame Guard, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. Did we... And just like that, the case came to an end. I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. I never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word, so I'm sure he released her as promised. I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course. Is this like a bad ending? I think we lost, ladies and gentlemen. The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to. Because a miracle is something that doesn't exist. This is auto-scrolling, by the way. The end! Okay, so yeah, so we aren't supposed to lose this. Alright, well, let's see. I'm gonna look this up. I'm looking at this right now, because I'm not smart enough to figure this out, I don't think. Okay, so that's what we wanted to... Okay, so I had the evidence right, but I had the witness wrong. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was the bad ending of the game. Okay, so who would you like to show evidence to? Shelly the killer, of course. Let's go ahead and present, please. I see, and now tell us, court, what happened. You would like to show this person. And actually, looking at this right now, it looks like this is pretty much it, actually. Wow, we're pretty much at the end of the game. Alright, let's go ahead and present. Okay. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to the witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright, it looks like they got a hold of him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client not to watch it, so I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. Oh, okay. What? So he didn't know about this. Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted the camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Madangard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. Wanted to see Juan get his, I doubt it, wanted blackmail on you, didn't trust your skills. Realistically, if you remember earlier in the when we were interviewing him, he said he doesn't trust assassins. He says he doesn't trust people, least of all assassins, so he wanted blackmail. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. I almost said that verbatim, actually. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? Oh! 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 It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural... That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks in plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if the traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract on this in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness! Oh, thank goodness! That was such a silly reaction. Oh, thank goodness! Anyway. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness. Gah! Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Oh, you look really nervous now, don't you, kid? Mr. Ungard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Man, the guy is guilty. Frickin', he's gotta, I guess I could plead not guilty, in which case he would die. But that wouldn't be fair. We believe in justice, so you're going to jail. In which case we'll probably sneak into jail and then murder you there, but whatever. Plead guilty! Mad on guard. Even though I'm a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty! Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger, no matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore! No! Guilty! As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Mad on guard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whip leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crimes, Your Honor. This trial was the first time I had stood on the witness stand, and when I did, I really felt hopeless. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself in who I am. And today, when the two of you used your two combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I really am happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you very much, everyone. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned. Whoa! I am the genius mad scientist! Holy Kyoma! March 23rd, 5:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. You were great out there, Phoenix! What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moment before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final piece of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statement on this matter. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Madame Guard, is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth. I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? But Pearls, you're telling the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She is on her way here as we speak on a patrol car. Ah! Ah, Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya, save! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick! Ow! She punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you! I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her! Mr. Nick will save her! Thanks. Oh! What's wrong? Miss Von Karma! About earlier, thanks. I don't need a thanks from you, Mr. Phoenix Wright! Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost! Your perfect fin bracket has now been crushed! And yet, you are still happy! I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. So I guess we did have a perfect win record up until now. I thought that Phoenix might have lost, just not the ones that we did in the games. I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you! Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth! For my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remains spotless. Excuse me? But a man appeared and stood fast against the selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. DL6 incident! Well, this isn't the DL6 incident. This is just the prelude to the DL6 incident case. Not the actual DL6 incident, because that happened 15 years ago. At least 15 years. No, I guess 16. Anyway! And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened. So I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. Humph! As well as you should have! A prosecutor who has shaved himself with the fish should crawl into a hole and die! But that was not what had happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment that clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy?! It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold in everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth! Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense lawyers exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night. Ah! Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool! Miss Von Karma! I don't want to hear the wretched fitbring of a disgraced loser! A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect! Except you're not perfect anymore because we beat you twice. Miles Edgeworth! You are no longer worthy! You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma! And neither am I! It's over! It's all over! Franziska threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Ah! Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this right? Okay. Nick! Well, if it isn't Maya, I need a drink of water. I've been doing this for 2 hours and 3 minutes. My voice is pretty much dead. Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Oh, Nick! I knew you would come through! You got on guard convicted, like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me! Well, of course I did! You know I would never desert you! But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. That is true, actually. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth! I'm relieved you're all right. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Oh, of course, Maya needs some hamburgers. All right! I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick! Food! Grub, chow, I'm starved! I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please! If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick! Food! She's like Reed from frickin' Tales of Eternia. Yes, let's get some food! March 23rd, 7:38 p.m., Gatewater Hotel lobby. Hey, pal! Sorry to keep you guys waiting! Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. Somehow I'm surprised that it wasn't a single. I'm surprised that it was. I'm not surprised that it was a single car accident. I didn't think I'd hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him? You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Still Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor, don't you reckon your boy Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a little nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now, everyone gather round for a picture. Is Mia gonna be in this picture? Y'all gonna get a picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta brought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Ah, well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait, that's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item? Ah, come on, y'all, it's over. But whoa, boy, I tell you, it really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think? Why does she look so happy about that?
But being shut away for 2 whole days, weren't you scared?
Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So, where's this picture of yours?
Yeah, I want to see it! I want to see Mystic Maya's picture!
I don't know where it went.
Aw, that's too bad!
Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. It sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Oh, I wonder what that is. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver! Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir! I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me! That's odd, even though you're standing right here. The tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir! Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet! And you've eaten way too much, you glutton! I had fun tonight. Now if you'll excuse me. Wait! What? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough for here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Well, how about that whip, huh? What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You, and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya. Yes, Pearly?
I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean.
Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you needed to ask, Nick, of course. Everyone say thank you to Nick. Huh? Yeah, I'm kinda at that point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Huh?
Isn't that great, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? You don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal, time to let it all out.
This is going to be the first time I hear the real you.
Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. Alright, then, if you say so. I don't think I can do this. Objection! I thought I had to scream into the thingy, because sometimes you have to do that. Oh well! With that, that's the end of the game. I believe this should be part 84. You really came through with me, Nix. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. Now, normally I have like this sort of thing where I like cut myself out and then I pop back in the middle of the credits. But Ace Attorney credits don't work like that.
I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the 2 of you. Speaking of, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the 2 of you, just in case.
Yeah, they sort of have continuous dialogue on and on, so it's not going to make much sense for me to have to like randomly pause myself. I just remember in the last one. Hold on. Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. No surprises there. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it! Crashing headlock into everything is the only way to live, pal! Yeah, I remember in the previous game, I remember Edgeworth was like, tisk, 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 you're gonna have to try better than that, rookie! Anyway. But yeah, that's this. Oh, it's, Maggie Bird. I, Maggie Bird, am retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who came to the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. Excuse me, sir, I'm not doing the Maggie Bird voice correctly, sir. Okay, sir. Anyway, whatever the case may be. Yeah, so this game was really fun. I guess I'm probably gonna have to save all of my thoughts for after the credits. Yes, are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hody, ho ho. Recently, yes, that girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes, but I remember, if I even laid so much as an eye on her, I would go crack. It didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes, ho ho. Alrighty then. Now that we are at this moment, who else is there? Oh, Max. It's time to begin our quest of World Circus domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey, Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? I think if there are any talking bunnies, even if they won't laugh at most jokes, even they won't laugh at most jokes. Okay, whatever. This is kind of weird, because we're going to see everybody, and we're going to start seeing some of those repeat voices that I did. Like, Mo, I'm ready! There's no way these jokes are going to fall on deaf ears! I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor! Mo girls will represent! We got a new act all worked out, prepare for the Hallelujah Chorus! Say something, will ya? You're supposed to start this off! Get on with it! Regina? I'm just joking. Yeah, but like the way that I worked throughout this series is that, you know, with each new case, the voices reset with the exception of the main returning characters, so... Oh, we haven't oh, that's because Acro's in jail. What's this? Drat! It's just an ordinary electric razor trying to let it stand! I can't believe this! Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Angie Poe's idea, so that means it must have been a deep-headed meeting! But, why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? I knew it was never like this in the old days! Ever since the world of me, they used to call me queer money and do the quality! Speaking! I'm gonna play with the fireman because they don't know what this time is there and I'm sick of that! Oh. Jeez, my throat was literally about to explode. Actually, doing that. I need something to drink. I think that might be everybody. Except for maybe a couple more. Nope, Andrews. I appreciate everything you, Mr. Edgeworth, did for me, from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right, I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. Okay. Without further ado, we're pretty much at the end of the road. It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. That is such a weird receiver, isn't it? I mean, I guess we could still see, Acro, maybe? Will we see Acro? I don't know. March 23rd, 9:42 p.m. International Departures, Gate 12. Where are you going, Franziska? How did you know I was here? With this. Oh, it was Edgeworth. With this. That's... I heard you were planning things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. Humph! That's just like you! That's just like you! I only planted it there because he was always wearing it! This filthy drab coat of his! I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promise you that! Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things total, sir.
4 items?
It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket.
He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over.
What are you going to do now?
That's none of your business.
Are you running away?
Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be a Manfred von Kammer's daughter.
Franziska.
So many expectations for everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me? I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to.
You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be.
No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away.
Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? Actually, no, I didn't, honestly. I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip.
You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge.
I see.
You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today.
I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews?
You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right?
Humph.
Today, you chased after me, after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma. Yep, and here it is, the part where she's crying. I saw sprites of her, like, absolutely pouring down, so...
I am Franziska von Karma! Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever! Our battle begins now! So you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth!
Phoenix Wright. One day, someday.
I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this 4th piece. So I can give it to you when at least we meet again.
Ah, I see. That's the drawing. Alrighty then. Is this gonna auto-scroll? I think it is. Capcom! And it looks like we just finished things, ladies and gentlemen. This episode's been going on for an hour and like 20 minutes or something like that. A long one. But that's that, ladies and gentlemen. We beat the game. Bet you weren't expecting that now, were you? So, yeah, I believe that the most recent part to go out was part 80, so this should be part 84 if I'm not mistaken. I could always check right now, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give out my final thoughts on the game, and then we'll end things off there, I suppose. Okay, so we go to YouTube. This is very unprofessional, but this is what I shall do. And this actually turned out to be 4 episodes long. Granted, 1 episode was really long, but that means that I'm still able to keep my normal schedule going, which is good, which is what I like. Yeah, the most recent episode to go live was, in fact, part 80. Yeah, so this should be part 84, as I thought. Okay, so yeah, it was a fun game. It really was. Yeah, that last case, that was a lot of fun. It really was. I really enjoyed it. And last time I checked, the poll was 9. Last time I checked, the poll was like 9 votes. So, you know, that's probably what it's going to be. Unless 10 people randomly say, "Hey, you shouldn't play Trials and Tribulations." That's probably going to be playing next. Not initially though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a 2-week break. You know, because I started this series in December. It is now May, and then just been doing this Ace Attorney for, you know, that means 6 months. I wanted to take a 2-week break. You know, just we're gonna. It's not gonna be completely gone. There's still gonna be stuff coming out. Probably just like maybe some more Sonic Mega Collection Plus, maybe even something different. Who knows? But whatever the case may be, I hope that you guys will stick around. If not for the 2-week break footage, or not for the 2-week break, well, at least when we start Trials and Tribulations, when that starts. But until then, that was that. Let me know what you guys thought of the game. If you guys have had fun. If you guys were you guys playing along with me or not? I think that would be interesting to know. If not, well, I guess that's that. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this is MegaShadowFist signing out for the final time for Justice for All anyway, but if this is the last time that if this is the last video that you watch from me, well, goodbye. If you continue to watch any of my future stuff, well, goodbye for now, and until then, adios!